Is the Line 6 Pod Go still relevant and still useful in 2024? We're midway through the year. It's June. Lots of good modelers are out there now. You know, as we know, we have the Quad Cortex, we have Kemper, we have the Fractal stuff, we have Fender Tone Master, we have all kinds of other stuff like Veilton. NuX has stuff. There's Flamma, Moore, all these different little modelers of all levels, of all budgets. But if we're looking at more of the higher up stuff, is the Pod Go a contender? And should you get one? Let's have a look. So first of all, I've been using the Pod Go since summer of 2021 when I decided to delve into the digital world. I'm not gonna lie, in the last year or so, I've mainly used analog pedals for my live gigs. I mean, it all depends on the gig and the needs, but I guess being old school, growing up with pedals and tube amps, that's still the sound that I favor. But I did a good year and a half, 2 years. Once I got this Pod Go, I gigged with it. I have plenty of videos on my channel of live experiments or rehearsal experiments with these types of things. They sound great, and I love it for at home in the recording studio. You get a great sound. You won't disturb anybody. And I'm in a condo here, so cranking a tube amp is not an option. Anyways, Pod Go, how does this stack up against competitors? Well, I mean, I'm not going to compare it to all the other companies, but let's compare it to some of the other Line 6 products. So I'm in Canada, so I'm going to give you Canadian prices. So at our big chain here, Long & McQuaid is our big music chain in Canada. Pod Go now retails for, let's say, $690 Canadian, $690. I didn't buy it for that. I think I bought mine for $599 or so. And again, this was in 2021. Prices go up, we know. So as I scroll through their catalog, you're looking at the next step up is the Pod Go Wireless. Now that's up to $830 Canadian. So that's like what, $140 increase just to have a wireless feature. Now, I'm not going to look at HX effects because we're going to keep it with stuff that offers amp and cab sims. So the next thing would be the Stomp. So the Stomp is $970. So now we're looking at about a $280 increase. And with the Stomp, even though it's great, I mean, you can have dual pass, where it will split the signals, and you can have, 2 amps. It has more processing power. You guys all know, you can watch videos on all about it and get all the comparisons, but as you know, it's only 3 buttons. If you want to add an expression pedal or external foot switch, you can. Pod Go has everything. So do you want to spend $280 more to upgrade, so to speak? Now, if you want HX Stomp XL with more switches, that is basically $1,050 Canadian. So now we're really getting up there for price, like, $400 and change. And then you started getting into the Helix LT, like the floor ones, that's $1,350. And then the full-on floor is $2,000. So do you need all this stuff? You need to first determine you know what you're doing. Are you a garage band? Are you, I don't like using the term weekend warrior. All musicians are valid. Okay, whether you have a day job and this is your side thing, that's me. Okay, like, sorry, but my gigs aren't going to pay for my house, my condo, feed my family, put my kid through school. So I need more income. But, the gigs I do, I've had a Helix LT. I do have a Stomp. I'm not using the Stomp. It's great. If I would use the Stomp for convenience. So here's the thing. Assess what you need. So what kind of levels are you playing bars? Like, that's what I mainly do. I play bars and legions in my area. Occasionally I will sub in for theater shows, and I do have a video on my channel from last year, about a year ago, where I used this Pod Go at a Bob Seger tribute band called Forever Seger down in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. I used it in conjunction with an amp, and that was mic'd and whatnot, so I didn't have to send this to front of house, but I could have if I needed to. And guess what? The gig turned out just fine using a Pod Go for a theater show, at that level, where some might snicker as like, oh, you should have a Quad Cortex. I don't need that. I don't need to spend the $2,000+ to get the same result. So there's that. So assess your needs. Do you need a Stomp? Maybe a Stomp's better for you. because you don't need an expression pedal, or you don't need so much switching capability. Maybe you just want to, switch through presets, or you just have minimal effects, or you like the fact that you could just stick the stomp in a gig bag and be done with it. And the same thing with the floor. Now, do you need 8 switches, or what is it, 8 to 10 switches? Do you need the dual signal pass? Like, for bar gigs, Legion gigs of that sort, it's nice to have the toys. And this goes the same for, like, if you have an analog pedal board and you have a big board with, like, 10 to 15 effects. Are you using them all? Do you need them all? I did a gig last night with my country trio, Dirt Road Highway, and I did bring my Nano, Pedal Train Nano, 14-inch length pedal board, just had 4 pedals on it. I did use them all at some point. I had a dual drive, I have a EQ for a boost, I have a trem and a delay. I used them all, and that's all I needed. Okay? So assess your needs for that. So Podgo has everything you need, if you ask me. If this is the level that you're at and you don't want to spend too much, well, you can get a Podgo. Like, let's have a little look through stuff here. Now I have a little preset here. Like, let's hear how it sounds. I got a couple of presets. This is a country one that I'm working on. And here's a rock. A lot of trails on that. But let's look. Like, I don't know the number of amps and cabs, but, like, if you look at the effects, let's have a look here. Look at all the types of drives you have. Now, to be honest, I don't think all of them sound great. Even in the analog world, not every pedal is going to sound great. So let's not compare analog to digital. But you have a whole choice of stuff here. The amps. Look at all these amps you have. You have tons. Like, what is there? Like 100 amps? There's got to be something in here for you to use. And the draw. You have the parameters on the amps. There's differences, obviously, but you have the general stuff. You can have drives. There's quite a bit of amps in here where you can make them 2-channel amps. I've done it on my channel. If you're a regular viewer or you've seen my videos, you've seen videos that I've done where you can take some of these amps and have clean and drive channels. So there's those capabilities. I'm going to go through the mods. Like, I'll just keep going through the effects. Like, look at the drives. You have, compressors. You have a bunch of compressors here that probably most of us, myself included, are not going to use most of these or go through all of them. EQ, you have an acoustic sim, okay? Like, you and I've done acoustic sims on this channel. Modulation, you have trems, you have univibes, you have, look at this, a retro reel to get that nice tape sound. You have these rotary B3 speed, like this is all these kind of effects, a phaser, choruses, and then of course delays. You have some classics like a Memory Man here. You have a DM3, like a Bucket Brigade, mod chorus. Like, the choices are crazy, and reverb. You have plenty of reverbs here. Like, don't tell me this is not enough, right? Pitch. So, you can have your octave things here, your harmonizing. There's the Digitech whammy pedal. Most of us are probably not even going to look at these things. I don't need them, but they're there, right? And filters, okay? Like, what, you have a voice box, Vtron. I mean, you can experiment with these funky sounds too. And a looper. You have a looper, which I should do a video about because I haven't even touched on that yet. You have all these things, and then cabinets, your choice of cabinets, and you have the legacy cabs, which I think are still great. You can load IRs. You have it doesn't seem like a big selection of cabinets, but don't tell me you can't find something here. You have 112s, 212s, you have a 410 available, and lots of 412s, right? Again, you have choices of EQ. You have some choices here for wah, or you can turn this into a gain, right? So you could have, like, when the heel's down, you can have it at 0, and then can use that as a boost. Okay, and I've covered the delay and the reverb, and you have the output, which you can turn as. You have so many capabilities with the Line 6 Podgo, and you could say, oh, sure, well, yeah, you can grab a Vailton, or you can grab in a Donner Arena 2000, and you have the same type of things. Yes, they do have the similar capabilities, and their price points are cheaper. But I think there's a reason, and I'm not trying to knock those other companies. These, and we should do a comparison. I think I should do a video. And what do you think? Drop a comment if you think I should compare my Line 6 PodGo to the effects on my Line 6 HX Stomp, because they say they're all from the Helix family. Even the new Pod Express, that little nice little new thing that's come out, HX effects. So, and I believe that's the case. So you're getting some top effects. You're not getting all the processing power of the more expensive Line 6 floor modelers, and maybe not all the choices, but you have what you need. Like, for the average, weekend player, or if you're playing at home, even more so, you don't need all those choices. You have, what do they call it? Like option paralysis, where it's just too many things. You don't need all that stuff. Are you doing a big tour anytime soon? I'm not. But again, as I said earlier on in this video, I've done theater shows using this PodGo, and it sounded great, and I got nice compliments on it. So don't overlook the PodGo. If the PodGo is too much for your budget, sure, go for something of the lower budget. I mean, they sound great too. I have videos on the Sonic Cake Maker Box. I have some videos on the Donner Arena. I'm not going to do videos for those anymore. I'd rather focus more time on the PodGo and investigating lots of other areas that I haven't even looked at yet or touched. But I think this is still a good price for what you're getting. Now, again, do I need to spend $2,000 for the floor, the Helix floor? No, I don't need it. Even though it has all the outputs, this is, for the big touring acts. Any big touring act could get by with this PodGo and the choices it offers. So that is my opinion. It sounds great. Check out the presets that I've done on this channel, or any of the functionality videos. You'll see that this unit packs a big punch, and for the price point, even though it's gone up, everything goes up, it's still worth it. And I think you're still getting more value, and they could charge more for this, in my opinion, and I would think it'd be justified for what you get. So what do you think? What do you think about your PodGo, if you're a PodGo owner, or if you're new to this channel or new to modeling? What do you think? How is it looking to you? So drop a comment below. Give the video a like. We're going to be doing some more presets, and I'm going to trying to dive into some more functionalities. And I've been approached by a company to hopefully collaborate with. We've exchanged a couple of emails, so I won't say any more, but we're gonna hopefully I'll get one of their products that I can use with the PodGo, and do some different kind of presets and more exploratory features with that. So that should be fun. So there you have it, folks. So thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. And in the meantime, check out this video.